Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Riftnationnetwork, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please contact a qualified expert. Welcome, everybody. How you doing?
Hey.
I mean, this is an awesome time here. And as always, I am Susan. Welcome to Beacon in the Dark. And we have, of course,
Marcy.
Marcy, did you forget who you were? My God, girl, you're losing weight. So
Yeah.
you are losing a lot of weight. So I just want to say hello to everybody out there. And we have a very, very interesting topic for today. So hopefully this does help a lot of people out. Lol, network intro. What did I do? I played both intros and I said the words. What did I do? I'm having a blonde day, Marcy. Oh
I
my
used
God.
to be blonde. I have a gray day.
You have a gray day? I'm having a blonde day. I don't know what it is. I have the blonde, gray, and white day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me. So, welcome aboard, everybody, to Beacon in the Dark here at 7 o'clock on the RNN Network. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And stay tuned all the way to the end of the show so you can get a list of our sponsors. And don't forget to support our sponsors that support the RNN Network. So, stay tuned for that. And that'll be at the boy part of it. So, Marcy yesterday, that last week, I started talking about something came up, and it was like, past lives, past lives. Now, I don't do past life regression. Okay, I'm not a registered hypnotist. There's no way I can do it, but I know how to read.
And you read good.
And I research very well.
You love to research.
Yes, I do. So hello, Howie. Hello, hello, Nikki. How are we doing? So, here's the first question. Guys, what are past lives? Now, the notion of past life is actually rooted in the belief of reincarnation, the circle of birth, death, and rebirth. According to this concept, your souls go through multiple lifetimes, each contributing to growth and evolution. Now, the specifics of this idea vary across different cultures and regions, but the core principle remains the same. Your soul is on a continuous journey of self discovery and enlightenment. Do you find that statement true?
I've experienced lifetimes. I've been told lifetimes.
Yep.
I have different fears of different things. I have ownership issues because one of the first readings that I got when I was like 19, my first boyfriend bought me. I was Vietnamese. He was French.
Yeah.
Um, it was like he shot me in the back, and this lifetime he ended up carrying over being blind in one
Right.
eye because I had VD. He shot me, and he carried over the VD. We carry over certain
Ah.
ailments, fears.
Yeah.
Like people drown, they don't want to go near the water.
Yep.
They don't know
Exactly.
water.
Exactly.
Different.
Now, is it true in your opinion? Now, I was told this once, and I don't remember who said it, that your birthmark in this life is how you died in your previous past life.
It could be. It's like my daughter was born with a mark on her throat. A
Yep.
lot of times we have different ailments that we carry over
Right.
until we work through it. And so
Exactly.
it makes sense as to different things. Our good things, our bad things,
Yep.
you know, as far as
Yeah.
what's going on. When I do energy work on people, I will pick up their past lives.
Huh.
It's like when I do the tonal healing, it's not linear. So
Right.
it could be past lives, it could be inner child, it could be post traumatic. We never know, and sometimes it correlates to whatever we're going through right now.
Exactly. Because sometimes what's happening is we ourselves as individuals, we like sometimes we just don't have an explanation for why we react a certain way. Whatever it was didn't happen to us in this lifetime. So therefore, it probably happened in a previous lifetime. Like, where do these phobias come from? Where
Well,
do these fears come from if it didn't occur in this lifetime?
well, a lot of times where Chiron and all the masters say our past, our present, and our future are
Right,
running simultaneously.
right,
So a lot of times I will be working out another lifetime in this lifetime, or
right.
I will be working out the future lifetime as far as what's going on. And so a lot of times we don't know why we're doing what we're doing, but the whole thing is to get more and more in alignment out of our past lives to connect with our future lives as far as what's going on.
Exactly.
That's why those triggers are. We don't know why we have those triggers,
Right.
but they could be something happened to us. I have ownership issues. I've
Yeah.
been owned many lifetimes.
Oh,
You
that
know,
makes sense.
this
Like
lifetime I don't want to
my
be involved with anybody.
my
What?
fear of going over extremely tall bridges,
Right.
because I don't know what it is. I literally, if I'm not driving, I will have an anxiety attack when I go over an extremely tall bridge.
You were
It
pushed.
freaks me out.
Well, and in
Literally,
all
all I
seriousness,
can picture is if I'm not driving, I'm going in the ocean. That's what it is. I'm plummeting down Carinal and not getting out. That's the feeling I have. So unless I'm driving, I can't go over a very tall bridge. It freaks me out.
right,
So that's got to be a past life.
right. And so a lot of times, like I said, I another lifetime I was told my first boyfriend, when, like I said, he shot me. I have ownership issues. And then I got told the next lifetime we were together.
Mm.
And he was like a shit shoveler and I was a maid. And, he ended up leaving. He still comes in my dreams, even though it was a relationship when I was like 18 years old. He'll still come in my dreams and it'll be like real. And I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm back in my bed again.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times we have these carryovers of what's been going on.
And psychologically,
Right.
it affects us today.
Right. We don't
The
know why
things
we
that we,
have
not
fear.
just the things we've been through in our past, but everything we've been through in past lives. Even if we're not 100% sure of what it is, or all of our lives, or even like doing a past life regression, because I did go on one, but it was very, very short. I know my first lifetime.
I did a reading on somebody, and she was tied. She was accused of being a witch, and
Huh.
so she was tied and dragged.
Oh,
This
wow.
lifetime, she doesn't like showing her hands. We don't know why.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
have certain things that are going on. I had a mark in my back. My right shoulder would hurt, and I would get whipped. I was one of those harem dancers, and I would
Right.
hypnotize men, and I would see this energy or image of being whipped about you're not dancing fast enough.
Yes.
I was dancing one time, and I can't dance slow. I can't dance now, but this is when I was young and in shape. And they're going,
To be young again, I'd love to. I'd be able to dance too.
and one time, like the gypsy music I was dancing to, or different things that are going through. And somebody says you're dancing like 16 beats per second. I'm like, well, what does that mean? And they said, oh, well, usually people dance 8. And
Right.
so we don't know why we're doing what we're doing. But when somebody's telling you how to dance, my brain will not go.
Yes.
It's like there's a block.
Yes. Now, here's a really strange past life, guys. Okay. when I was doing the past life regression, one of my past lives, and this one stood out like you wouldn't believe, because I'm saying, yeah, I've got to have my book reading. I don't get it. In one of my past lives, I was a gypsy.
Oh, me too.
Okay, a fortune telling gypsy, except here's the kicker. There was, believe it or not, there was a vampire stalking us up on the mountain. He knew that I knew who he was.
Right.
But for some reason, I could stop him. Now, this happened in a past life regression. Weird.
Well, it's like somebody, when I was like 18 and somebody did a tarot reading for me, and I just kind of picked it up from there. And then a friend of mine who's also a psychic, she said that you were a gypsy and you did something with horse hairs.
Yeah.
You know, and to me the tarot cards are too easy, and it's almost like I need to go deeper, or I would do readings. And then my friend Dawn called me a science project, and she goes, "Go deeper, Marcy, go deeper," because it's just too easy. I do full deck readings,
Right.
and it's like, go further into whatever it is that's going on.
That one, she worked with, I don't remember the name. She was older, but she worked with crystal balls. Now I have this, like, she had crystals everywhere. I love crystals. I love the energy of them, but she had this beautiful, I still haven't found it, beautiful, like, clear quartz sphere, very large. And that's how she used to work off the energy. Right. She would scry off the energy. But the thing that threw me was the vampire, literally. I mean, I read books. When I read a book, I like being out of reality for fun. It's either education or take me way out of reality. So that's vampires, werewolves, all that stuff.
Right.
So that's what I read. But I just can't figure out how in a past life regression, I feel it. I had the fear, but I couldn't show it.
Right.
Like the fear was there, but I buried it. I worked with the knowledge and little vials of certain things. And where does this, I mean, were there vampires back then that we're not aware of?
Well, I mean, okay, now well, Susan, we have energy vampires.
Right.
We have people that do voodoos. We have people that do spells.
Right.
She might have put it in a different word that was going on, that was happening. I mean, like, I was with a friend of mine, and I had a crystal necklace, and it was like somebody was attacking me.
Right.
And my friend is like really psychic, and she had to like literally pull, and it like flew off my neck.
Right.
And so it's all different ways of wording that are going on.
This dude drank blood.
What?
This dude drank blood. That vampire in that past life drank blood.
Well, it could have been brutal. It could have been all different things. But you have a strong emotional block because it was an emotional issue with it. And so if we don't have emotions with it, it's like we could bypass.
Yeah,
but
it's very strange.
Yeah, but there's so many strange things that are going on that...
Yeah, but think of it now. We're finding what? We're finding mermaids washing up on the beach. Everybody says they're fictional. They're not real.
Oh,
they washed right up on the beach. We actually have found bones with vampire teeth coming out.
Right.
So maybe that's how it could have been, like it could have been something that's actually real and they drank blood, or was it a birth defect where the legend actually came from? So it's like we don't know what's happening. We're in their past life. So I know that I had that fear, but fascination at the same time. So I know the connection to crystals come from that lifetime. My first lifetime is why I've always, every other lifetime besides my first, I was always involved in the mystics. Always.
Well, and the same thing with me in this. And I was also told, well, one of my first psychic readings, because my dad was a religious hypocrite, you know.
Yeah.
He'd be really nice at church, but then he'd be abused at home.
Right.
You know, and one of the first readings that I got was you have kind of a screwed attitude toward religion.
Right.
And this, you know, when something's right when you get like chills or things go down your spine or
Right.
your energy resonates, your body's like, yeah, that's true. And so once we figured out whatever those energies are,
Right.
then we can own it, release it, whatever is going on. But a lot of times people suppress it or they don't
Exactly.
know it. And so I've helped people with their different lifetimes.
Yes, because there are actual benefits of going through past life readings.
Oh yeah,
A
you've
lot
got
of
to own it and
benefits. I
release
mean,
it.
yeah, you're not just about when you're dealing with like karma. Okay, the concept of karma is actually central. It's Eastern, but if you have issues, the karma will affect you in this lifetime versus what's happening. Like if you have a credit, it's going to say, okay, you're going to have good luck. But if you owe karma credit from a past life, it's still going to affect you in this lifetime.
Well, I
Yeah.
like the saying that karma is being out of alignment. So
Right.
our whole goal is to be back into alignment.
Right.
Let's shift. Let's get more aligned. Let's own whatever it is that's going on.
Exactly.
And you know, and I was just telling you, I have, and I don't know if it's like this triggering that I have to work through. I have a staff member that she's from Russia,
Yeah.
but she's just driving me crazy because she's doing whatever she wants to do. My boss is not doing anything. And those are all those lifetimes of not being heard or, you know, having to be suppressed or
Right.
being whatever is going on. And
Exactly.
so I'm going to go work through this layer again.
Exactly.
Whatever it is going on, because she also reminds me of my sister.
That could be it. There could be unresolved issues, not in
Yes.
past, but this lifetime that's affecting it. From Angels R Us, big benefits going through one's past lifetime. So many things to actually to heal and then help you to move forward, which is very true. That's very true. It does help us move forward. I mean, we could do self-discovery, healing, relationship insights, purpose of our life path, and also again releasing blockages. These are all things that help us go through that and help us deal with the issues that we've had that we've actually taken forward in this lifetime.
They say it's like our lessons are like a spiral.
Yep.
It's like we think we're done, and then it just keeps on going more and more deeper and more
Exactly.
to the point. And they say that once you've learned your lesson, those situations or those people don't appear anymore.
Exactly.
We work through it. I'm being told to do a tone.
Oh,
So
maybe somebody
maybe
has an issue.
yeah,
Tone
or
away.
maybe
Let's clear this energy up. I'll just bring the topics up. You do your magic.
okay. You do that. All right. I heard somebody's energy screaming. So, you know, that pain or that energy
Yeah.
that goes on. And it's an emotional, like when I do the energy work, it's like an emotional weight loss. It's like you go to the gym, you like you say I'm getting, you know, lighter physically. Well, it's
Right.
a diabetic diet, you know,
Yeah.
cutting down all the sugar or working through that energy or whatever's going on. But it's also it's an emotional weight loss too.
Right.
So people feel lighter, they feel more aligned. You know, it's amazing as to once you don't know it because if you've been carrying around this heavy weight, it's normal.
Exactly.
And
Like,
then what?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Man, that makes sense. And I'll tell you why it makes sense. Because with me, I'm constantly rearranging the other thing that I do, the business side. I'm
Right.
constantly rearranging, refixing, revamping because a part of me feels, okay, I'm not doing this right. I'm not doing that right. This isn't good enough. That isn't good enough, which could stem from what? A past life.
Right. You know.
Never thought of that.
Well, and I'm also seeing,
Yeah.
as you're talking, I'm seeing you like a past life with like a bunch of books, like you were a scholar. All these books that are open,
Right.
and you're reading all, and you love to research. So it's like carrying over. Like once I say something, you're like, I'm gonna go research that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you will do that, Susan.
It's like, hey, that's a good topic. Let's figure this one out. So I can't help it.
It's okay.
Believe it or not, even though I'm the one that schedules the shows half the time while we're having this show, Marcy's the one that comes up with the ideas, and I go, all right. Like,
I just say something, and then it resonates with you, and you're just
yeah.
like, okay, we're doing this. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I had a lot of books that were written in a different language when you're going back to the Celtic age, like the
Right.
Celtic and Druids. I was back then too. So, and then I was before then. So I was
Right.
before and after then, but there were a lot of books there in kind of like a quill pen. They were written in a quill pen. I remember that. So, but as far as like the modern books now, they were different. The paper was so different.
Oh yeah.
Good to see your real face back. My real face is here every Friday. Hello, Donna, and hello, Facebook user. So, but yeah, so there's a lot that happens. Now, some of us, or should I say a lot of us nowadays, can't really afford to go and do past life regressions. But, there's like certain ways you could do it. Like they recommend meditations. Like if you get involved with somebody who does do readings and they happen to have that ability to at least jumpstart some of the memories from the past, going into meditation, focusing, especially with a journal, guys. Journal. Always write down what it is that you're absorbing. That's going to help.
That's why I pulled down my past life drawings.
Yeah.
My friend Suzanne in 1989, she was fantastic. She would just whip them out.
Right.
And then she would like do automatic writings along with it.
Right.
So I wanted to show you.
What?
This was my Bathsheba lifetime that she did.
Yeah.
See, you can see this.
Oh, that's a guy.
No, that's me. That was my Bathsheba lifetime.
Oh.
So if you look at the eyes, and I'm like scarves or whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah.
So then she also did. So I'm not sure. I think it was like back in the whole Bathsheba religion thing that was going on.
Yeah.
But she also did this one of my little gray cloud.
Yeah, that one does look Native American.
Well, the thing with the little gray cloud is when I was up in Spokane, I had an incredible experience. I was doing healings. They were doing healings on me. The next year I went, Bill, who was what was it? White Buffalo. I forgot his name. But anyway, he said that Bill and I were together. And in that lifetime, he goes, well, you castrated him. Well, Bill this lifetime was gay.
Yeah.
But Katie, his mom, ended up doing, and Crystal, her friend, ended up doing the transmedium work. And then Bill at one time lived in Sacramento, and he goes, I bought you for white buffalo hides and you weren't worth it. And so I was just telling his roommate that don't worry, we're just having this 500-year-old marital spat, because he had an emotional issue that it wasn't worth it with whatever was going on.
Exactly.
So then we have my good friend Shauna, and Shauna does like a lot of drawings. She's done Kuan Yin, she's done a lot of drawings, and she ended up doing another past life drawing of me as white buffalo with a jaguar on my head. And she would whip them out. And a lot of times we'll talk and she'll start doodling or channeling, or, we'll see Sitting Bull. We'll see many different things that are going on.
Right.
And so we'll get the energies, or we talk, we exchange, we do whatever it is going on. And then that surfaces what we need to work through. And then she'll
Exactly.
do a tarot reading, and she goes, "Oh, when I was alone and I wasn't working," she was like, "Oh, you're the shaman on the mountain," because she had her native cards, you know. And so I would get that one for months. And I joke around. She goes, "Okay, so this is what's going to happen about 4 or 5 months."
Right.
But it's processing whatever those energies, lifetimes. And
Yeah.
when we were doing the transmedium work with Bill's mother, and I also want to mention this because we were talking about music last time, and it was downstairs in the basement. It was completely dark. Crystal was doing the transmedium work.
Right.
These trumpets started blaring
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and we would hear it, or these apports would be coming down.
Right.
So Abe Leakin came through and said something about me with an alligator energy that was going on. And they kept on calling me little gray cloud. I'm like, oh, it was like an insult. I didn't know what it was or who it was that was going on, but that's what they kept on calling me. And it turned out the little gray cloud, my animal spirit is a jaguar, and the jaguar transmutes the energy. And so the little gray cloud was another one of the native names that I had, but they would call me that. So it was interesting, the reference that they were doing to that.
Okay, I just was looking up something else. I found something else.
Yeah,
I've me in my research mode. But I thought I'd show you guys one of the pictures I drew from my past life.
Yeah, that says a lot, Susan.
It's like, that's as far as I can get with drawing. So, but that's it. No, but I'm looking at it. It's like, okay, I know there's a lot of books on, like how to get into your past life, because once you actually start getting into it and start remembering some of it, you can start healing from it, because it affects us emotionally. So I just wanted to let you know, I just went over Amazon and I found the perfect book. Okay, for me, it's Past Life Regression for Idiots. So I thought I could start there. No, it's like, there's a lot. It's autobiographies. When Soul Awake, Past Life Regression is another book. That one's by Mary Lee LeBay. How to Uncover Your Past Lives by Ted Andrews. These are just books I'm actually pulling up. Past Life Regressions. And again, this is a hypnotist script in case you want to know what the past life regressions are actually about. But I was looking up how to actually remember your past lives. Now, the first things, it says things you should know. Now you need to meditate and ask your guides to actually help you to open up to the Akashic records. So in order to get to your past lives, you need to get to your own personal Akashic records. So in order to do that, that's having your past life memories, your spirit memories. Okay. So you need to examine the memories. And once you get up to that, you're actually going to be able to start remembering them through dreams. And again, they do come up through fears. And again, problems will arise. These things have to do with stuff that have actually happened to us in our past life. Now, verify your memories by actually recording all your dreams and your visions that you do have. Like, write it down, because that's the easiest place to actually do it. Meditate in a quiet room. Call to your guides for help. Now, your guides can be not only human, but they can also be spirit guides as far as animals. Animals are,
totally.
yes, very. So
I
you
have so
need
many
to
of those.
call to them. I request permission to actually enter your Akashic records, which you have to do. But when you do, they do smell like very old books, very old leather-bound books when you do get up there. You need to visualize yourself in a room full of books, is what it is. And you need to literally be open to ask, what did you do? Who you were in a past life? What were the lessons in my life that I didn't learn? What lessons did I need to learn in my past lives? Where did I live? Who did I know from my past lives? Because believe it or not, in our past lives, we go from literally, we have what we known as soul tribes and family tribes. Now, some of us will go from lifetime to lifetime to lifetime within the same family of spirits. And then we have our soul tribe, which is tribes of individuals that have a tendency that we know. You just meet somebody and you just know them. And that's
Resonate.
because, right, that's because of our past lives. Like, oh my God, I know you already. I know you already. And these energies that we deal with, and that happens. Okay. And oh my God, I just felt like up above my head, this is the weirdest thing happening to me as I'm talking. Up above my head, it's like a cloud cleared and a door just opened.
Right. Dimension.
That's the weirdest thing ever during a show.
Well, no, because
These things are normal for me, but not during a show.
they're normal to me.
Yeah.
Because the dimensions could be, it could be a really small, like going through a window. It could
Right.
be like Chiron says, it could be miles and miles, or it could be a couple of feet. So as we do the many dimensions, and Chiron, I was going to pull out his book of the 12 layers of the DNA.
Right.
And he talks a lot about that and through his challenge. And I actually saw him live.
Oh, wow.
And you learn a tremendous amount. But if you go Google him,
right,
he's been doing this for 30 years. And
Wow.
he talks about Atlantis. He talks about all these different things that are going on.
Again, past life.
And one of the layers
Yeah.
of DNA is past lives and our energies. One of the things they were talking about is you open it up as a jar, like, I want to go back to learning this. So you open up your jar and you'll start remembering these things that are going on and these different memories. Another thing that I just want to give people a teaching on, because somebody said, how do you open up your third eye? Well, we have our serotonin and we have our melatonin.
Right.
And once it's dark, then we start opening up our third eye. And so we can meditate. That's why I do rebirthing. That's why I'll be in the dark, because that's when your third eye, you'll start getting visions. Whether you feel them, see them, or hear them,
Right.
you never know. It may just be a flash. And then it'll work through whatever that energy that's going on. You know, and
Right.
we have the different people that we have to work through until we learn whatever we need to learn through. Where we're not triggered and we're laughing instead of like getting mad.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Nikki says frequencies. Hey, Donna, how you doing? So, and there's many different ways. There's also, like I said, visiting a hypnotherapist.
Oh, yeah.
You can always visit a hypnotherapist, which somebody actually hired a hypnotherapist to come in and literally went through, I think it was 5 doors we went through. So, and basically subconsciously it was what door. So it was getting to the 5 doors, but the door at the end was the one that was the first life, which is weird. So, but yeah, so it's at least as far as I know, but I'm, you know, some of the doors I remember, others I actually don't. So what is this? Nikki says burial beats, music, singing, bowls, and drums. Oh, nice. So going through like a past life regression, if you do get a chance and you know somebody that's doing it, I find it even informative because I figured out a couple of things. The reason why I react certain ways to certain things, I was able to figure that out, do the shadow work, and get that pretty much gone. So even if it's just a couple of things that come up, maybe it's something that's blocking you or stopping you from having that psychological ability to be able to move forward. Like some people, agoraphobia, fear of spiders. Okay, I don't have a fear of spiders, but I'm definitely allergic to them. I get bit and I swell up, but I'm not afraid of them. So it's just, I don't know, it's weird. But some people like will be like, and they freeze up. That could be, if they didn't get affected in this lifetime, that could be something that's in a past lifetime. Amazing coincidences attract to places are comic sleuthing. All I got is Facebook user. I'm sorry. So if you're over on the Oh my God, brain fart. If you're over on the Travelers page, Restream doesn't support it, so we won't know who you are unless you let us know who you are, which is, or you could just come over to the Rift Nation Network. Hello, Crazy Busy Week. Sorry I'm late. Hello, Linda. It's nice to have you aboard. We're just actually talking a little bit about past lives right now. But yeah, do you find that certain like scents or sounds will trigger things?
Oh yeah, anything to do with
Yeah.
audio, but I mean, you could be clear hearing, clear tasting, clear smelling,
Right.
clear whatever is going on. And as you get into those dimensional areas, like you were talking about the mermaids, I would
Yes.
hear the sirens,
Yes.
or I would hear like the dragons, because they're all different dimensions and they're all different energies and they're all different
Right.
communicating that are all going on. And you think that you're losing it. And then like I'd be watching, I remember like on Hulu, they had the thing on the witches. So I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to work through those energies,
Right.
or the mermaids. I'm going to work through the sirens. And
Right.
so you work through the different sounds and the energies and the vibrations. And if you have a rejection toward it, then there's something that you need to work through because it's
Exactly.
not resonating with your frequency, or your
Yeah.
body's like, this is unfamiliar. I'm going to fight this till the point where it's like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
at peace now with
Right.
that sound, instead of like,
Exactly.
I got to hit another tone. I was waiting for you to do your thing, and then they're doing their thing. And that's one of the things when Amy was channeling Elohim for that year and a half, I said, what
Right.
do the tones do? And they said, it works through your Akashic records. So that's
Exactly.
why I think I'm going to go right. And they go, no, you're going to go left. And then I got all these automatic writings about drums, energy, sounds, and healings. And,
Yeah.
and, academically, I wasn't supposed to do like the whole grade thing. It was more like spiritual. Like,
Yes.
I'm supposed to go do this.
Yeah.
I'm in a normal world. They're like, no, we're bringing you over here. And you're going to go learn this, and you're going to meet this person, or or whatever. Like Susan and I meeting, and we take a break, and then we get back together. I got
Yeah.
to hit the notes, but it's not going to be me because I could feel them blasting me, and I probably learned in other lifetimes,
Yeah.
the tarot, the energies, all that energy. It's all easy for me because I learned it before. How's the mirror doing, Susan?
I don't know. I was closing my eyes and absorbing that one. Sometimes I'll close my
No, I
eyes
know. I was like
and I
resonating in the room.
absorb.
All right, I gotta do a deep one. Some energy just popped.
Mm.
I don't know what you guys are feeling, but
I'm feeling like sunshine is it to me it feels like the parting finally. It's like everything's now clear. That's the only way I can explain it.
well, and that's why
Yeah.
it's interesting why I had that name Little Gray Cloud.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's the significance? Am I like picking up other people's little gray cloud, or am I clearing away people's little,
Yeah.
But that was the name I got. Oh, and then I also had the past life. I don't know what happened to that one, but I was White Eagle. And another one that Susan did is the chief among 12 chiefs. And it was like justice and the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're laughing at something, Susan.
Linda says shoulders hot and then up to my throat. Awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I love when that happens. Marcy's
I do too. And that's
miracles.
where my passion is.
Yeah.
I remember like when I was doing all these different things, and I'm like, I do tarot, I do past lives, and then somebody goes, pick one, and I'm like, okay, I'll do the sounds,
Yeah,
because everybody does tarot, everybody does this, but not that many people know this, and it's been
exactly.
around for thousands of years. So it's just planting those seeds into people, and they're feeling it, and everybody's been feeling it on the radio shows for the years I've been doing it,
Yep.
and little by little, hopefully. And they said sound is like going to be the new medicine.
It really is. Sound is the new medicine. Speaking of sound, we're going into frequencies. I just had these random thoughts come into my head every time you talk. I can't help it.
It's
But
okay, but
it's
that's
like
what it's for.
individuals who have okay, when I went for a Reiki level 1 and she was in tuning me, I literally had my eyes closed. I said, I've already had all this done. I already knew what she was going to do, what was going to happen, all the way up to the Reiki master, the Reiki master teacher. I knew everything. It was like, okay, I know this. So it was weird, how you have energy in the palm of your hand and it's really hot. Well, evidently in a past life, I must have got into Reiki, which is what I'm
Oh, yeah.
thinking of exactly. And that happened. Some things we just know. We know them because our souls remember. I seem to be flinging this pen around today.
It's energy, it's swirling, it's all
It's like
good, Susan.
it's my pen. Believe it or not, it's actually a pen.
It's okay.
So I'm flinging this around like it's a magic wand. So, and now I'm gonna go bippity boppity boo. No, all right.
Well, and I remember like growing up, the shows that I liked watching, and it's so funny because I'll watch them now. My favorite Martian,
I remember that
the,
one.
the
Yep.
Ghost of Mrs. Muir, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I drawn to all these? And it's almost like,
Bewitched. I watched
oh, I
Bewitched
love
too.
Bewitched too,
Yeah.
and it's you're drawn to these different things, you don't know why,
Exactly. Yeah.
and then you're back to remembering, and it's like I had to get a blue hooded cape, and Shauna's going, the blues for you, and it's like that mystic where I carry around my little
Blue is
stick
water.
with
Mine is
water.
purple. My
Right,
my cape is purple.
right, and so
Yeah. It's
whatever
weird.
our essences are, I'll put a scarf on, and everybody goes, "You're a different energy."
Exactly.
It's almost like we're transforming who and what we are. The Middle Eastern, the Mesopotamia, all those different energies that are going on
I
that
could
you
tell
look
you
at.
one thing for sure. Okay. One thing for sure about one of my past lives, I must have been scatterbrained because I have so many projects that I'm doing all at once. Eventually they do get done, but I do too many projects at once. So I'm starting to wonder if it was one of those genius professors that couldn't remember
Well, that's
anything.
what I said. I saw you with a whole bunch of open books, and it's like, are you reading like 10 different books at the same time?
I get scattered brain. I do all these projects, and it's like eventually they do get done, but it sometimes I'll get halfway through and I go, yeah, I don't like that, so we start all over again. It's like, nope, I got to try a different
Well,
way.
and they talk about
Yeah,
multitasking, and they're
yeah,
like, you have to do one thing at a time
yeah.
compared
It doesn't
to
work.
our brains are not set up for it, but
It's
we're
like,
still doing it.
yeah, I get so hot. I have to do so many things at once. Like I do better when I multitask, but when I try to stay focused on one thing, I get this like
I get bored.
tunnel vision.
Well, and
It's like tunnel. Nothing else is around me. The house could be on fire. Somebody could be running away. I wouldn't see it. I'd be just on one topic, one thing. So that's probably from a past life too. That's what
well,
I
that's
keep
like
thinking.
switching from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, I'm like scatterbrain all over the
I mean,
place,
I'll
but
be
I
doing the
don't.
telepathy, the astral projection, and I
Yeah,
remember I was driving with a friend of mine, and she was worried, and she goes, I said, it's like when I get bored, that's when it's more dangerous.
yeah,
When I'm doing one thing, I'm like, I have to do two or three different things all at the same time. It gets me focused. I'm listening to you, I'm hearing whatever's going on, but it keeps me more in my body to do 2 or 3 different things at the same time, compared to like
Uh-huh.
I'm bored, I'm doing one thing, and I leave.
See,
Astrally, I check out.
Miss Nikki was my younger sister in one of my lifetimes. A younger
Okay.
sister, younger brother. So she said that, and she remembers more of it than I do. She says that's, oh, I guess evidently I did lots of reading and I was probably scattered brain. So that was her. That was that lifetime. I was a scattered brain reader. So yeah, confirmation for what you were saying, definitely. So that's pretty good. I remember some. I don't remember. I remember being protective. That's, certain things. Sometimes it's like I'll remember the emotion of it. And other times I remember like the aspect of it. And it's like when okay, like, and again, certain weird things, these are weird things that pop into my head here. So it's like me, when I get in a house, I can get everything up in a wall in a day. I won't like it and I'll rearrange it for months until it's right. Now, my man can move into a house, get it up the first time, it stays there and it's never out of place. With me, it's like if it doesn't look neat, I got to rearrange it. Something's not right. It doesn't work right. I have to fix it. So these are all weird aspects of another lifetime. And that's what I'm going to tell everybody from now on.
Okay.
Oh, I was your little brother in that lifetime. That's right. And oh my God, yes, you were very protective of each other. Yep. So Nikki was my little brother in that lifetime. So I was very protective. But yeah, I just total scattered brain sometimes. And I find that it's coming out more and more. The more that I'm like clearing up the things that are happening and focusing on, okay, I went through that and that lifetime, so I got to clear that out. Then I went through this and that lifetime, I have to clear that out. Okay, that was a good thing, let's bring that in. So it's like, and again, so I'm like not only reorganizing my spiritual energy here, it's like I'm reorganizing my house.
Well, and that's all metaphorically true. I mean, my house, I've got like my August nights.
Yeah.
I've got my wall of different things.
Right.
I've got my wizard. It's all compartmentalized.
Right.
It's all neatly compartmentalized because I've had all these different lifetimes, and I've had to have I have to stare at all these different aspects of myself, that
Yeah.
are going on.
And that's true for you.
The compartmentalization
Yeah.
energy that's happening, and they want to do another tone. I guess we're clearing out stuff. I don't know if anybody's feeling lighter when I do the tones, or we're talking about the past lives and things are releasing.
I know Linda was feeling something when you were doing one of the tones. I'm like a total blonde today, guys. I don't know.
It's okay. I understand. All right. I have a feeling this is going to be a high pitch one. Back to the Stevie Wonder energy. So it's not me, whoever it is, they're realigning. It's like they're fine tuning me. It's like I've seen like a brick wall coming down, like an old, not even a brick wall, a stone wall.
I seen, do you know those curved archways? The stone curved archways with a big door that's curved the same way. It actually cleared up and unlocked while you were doing that. So that's
the sounds,
Yeah.
the vibrations, the dimensions, the energies that are coming in. As we're working, they're happy because they're able to work on the energies that are happening.
Oh, she ain't done yet.
Another round. That door open. Let's see what goes on beyond that door.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. Are you going to work?
That-
no, I tried getting ready, but then like my heart rate started spiking, so I think I'll just stay home today.
That's a good idea.
That
That's my
sound.
son, Travis.
I remember that sound. I remember that voice. But that sound, the sound at the end
Yes.
reminded me of an
Hey, you want to say hi?
extremely,
That's my son,
an
Travis.
extremely old instrument. Hey, you know, I remember you from a long time ago.
When he was much younger, like
Yeah.
14, 15.
There's like an old instrument, and it makes the sound boing, boing, boing.
Oh, okay.
You were just live.
Yeah. Boing, boing. It makes
Yeah,
that boing,
Travis, all
boing
these
sound.
people were all like chatting.
Yes. So it was a sound. I don't know the name of it, but I know it was an old one. And they go like boing, boing, boing. An old one.
Oh, like
And that's
the
what I
Indian
heard.
instruments?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
old instrument. That's what I heard in there. Nikki says a portal doorway. Could be portal.
It is. And I mean, last night they had me do light language, and then once I did the light language, it was like these powerful beings or this powerful portal, and it was like moving really, and it's like as I'm clearing myself, it's getting stronger and stronger other portals or energies that are going on.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's like I keep getting the sun is clearing up. Harp. Did you hear a harp, or are you asking me if that's what I heard? Because all I see, unfortunately, is Facebook user, and that happens. So I'm so sorry about the new rules here with Restream and the groups, but at least we can still see and acknowledge your comments. We just don't know who you are. But, you know, as far as clearing things out, sometimes just by us having like a main topic and communication and communicating back and forth as we're working through it here with you guys live on air, it brings up memories. It brings up things for you guys. And you're like, oh my God, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Now that helped, this helped, that helped. And that's what this is about.
Well, and it's also a support system that they're not losing their minds.
Yes.
Because most of the times that once people acknowledge it and they're like, somebody else will say, oh yeah, that's true too. And that's why I'm supposed to do what I do, because it's a collective. And when Amy started channeling and Elohim came through and I wanted to do like an international, we like what you're doing. And that was like 13 years ago. Yeah. And it's been like that ever since. I've had a plethora of guides and entities, and you know, and the more that we collectively release and own these energies, because that's what Christ consciousness is. He wanted leaders. He didn't want followers.
Yeah.
You know, and the whole thing is like, I'm going to be in my power, you know, or I'm going to own this energy, or I'm going to feel lighter, you know. And
Kevin said a harp. Kevin said he heard a harp. That's what the Facebook user is Kevin Van Allen. He said, yes, a harp, which is awesome. So good to see you, my brother Keith. There we go. So he heard a harp, which is pretty awesome. But, you know, and everybody will hear something different. Sometimes I hear, it was Keith. He was watching from the Travelers page. That's Ed. Yeah. Travelers doesn't give the names for some reason, the Travelers page anymore. I've done everything I can with it, and it's just not working. It's a Restream issue that hopefully Restream will solve it. When they solve it, we'll let you guys know. So at least it'll be a lot easier for you that way. But we're coming up to the end of the show here. Don't forget, guys, watch the video at the end of the show. Check out and support the R.I.F.T Nation Network sponsors. And Marcy and I have no idea what we're talking about next week, but I'm sure
just
we'll
trust
think
on
of
what
something.
they tell you, you know.
It's like sometimes she'll mention something, and then it's like I'll go outside, I'll smoke the cigarette, and I'll be like, yeah, I got that. So it's like they wait for me to leave for them to tell me what it is we're talking about.
When you're by yourself, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why they're like, go take a bath, go lie down, go do this, you know. And then I find out when I don't do it, they're just going to stay in my brain, or they move everything out of the way
Yep.
until I do whatever I'm supposed to do. And and that's
So
why it's like the whole radio show with Susan. I'm like, I'm going to be doing this every week, but I didn't tell Susan. And then Susan kind of announced it, like,
yeah, without asking.
Marcy's going to be doing this every week. How do you feel about that, Marcy?
She
I'm
goes,
like,
I am? Yeah.
I'm like, I was already told that, but I'm not going to tell anything,
Oh my God. So guys, don't forget to tune in to the Rift Nation Network. We have new shows coming in April. Oh my God. So, I mean, some fantastic, wonderful new shows coming. It's going to be an awesome time. So stay tuned. Soon, every day of the week will be filled up. And I should have wrote down the shows so I could actually announce all the shows, new and old. But oh, excuse me. And don't forget, we have our monthly shows. Yeah, I was releasing. We have our monthly shows as well as our weekly shows. And as always, if you guys would like the opportunity to get involved with the Rift Nation Network, please feel free to drop us a line here over on Facebook, or you could send an email over to the Rift Nation Network at gmail.com. In either Ed or I can get back to you, mostly Ed first, and then he kind of fills me in. So we do have some spaces. So I want to say peace out, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see if I can remember which one this actually is. I might be hitting the wrong video.
You might be getting the wrong what?
I don't know. One of these videos is the new ending. We'll figure this out in a minute. Peace. I love you guys.